Some of the biggest mistakes made when coloring hair actually happen before the color is even applied, during the mixing process. And I see a lot of other professionals make mistakes here too. They eyeball their color rather than actually measuring it out properly. And then they wonder why their results are inconsistent or the color didn't take well. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to properly mix your hair color and cover some of the most common mistakes so that you have a really strong foundation for coloring hair moving forward. Okay, so if you're new to hair color, I first want to cover why hair dye needs to be mixed to begin with. All permanent and semi-permanent dyes need to be mixed with developer in order to work properly. Now, developer is actually hydrogen peroxide, and it acts as the activator in hair color. So when you take color out of a tube, those are just the dye molecules themselves, and if you put those right on your hair, it's not going to do anything. So these dye molecules need to be mixed with an activator, which is developer, which allows those dye molecules to penetrate the inner layers of the hair and actually change the hair color. Now, the different volumes of developer are at different strengths, with the higher number being the strongest and the lower number being the weakest. The most common developer volumes are 10, 20, 30, and 40, but I have seen even 100 volume developer, and I've also personally used 2.5 volume developer. Now, your hair dye needs to be mixed immediately prior to coloring the hair. You cannot do it ahead of time. And this is because the chemical process or oxidation that goes on when these two chemicals are mixed together will stop working after a few hours. So you can't mix it ahead of time, and this also means that you can't save it if you have any extra left over. You also want to make sure you're completely sealing the lid very tightly to your developer, because if it's left open, it will oxidize and it won't work the next time you go to use it. Now, the only exception to this is semi-permanent hair color or direct dye hair color. And this color acts as more of a stain, and it's completely different than permanent and semi-permanent dyes. So it does not need to be mixed with developer. It's just a completely different chemical. Now, I highly suggest getting a digital scale because it is the most precise way to mix your hair color. You can find one online for as little as $6. Make sure you tare the scale after you set the bowl down, and this allows you to measure your color in either grams or ounces if you prefer. That said, I highly suggest mixing in grams, and this is because it is a smaller increment, so it's a lot easier to be much more precise. I often will mix a color that has maybe 1 or 2 grams of a color additive like extra ash or something to it. And 1 or 2 grams is very, very difficult to measure in ounces. As you can see, 2 grams comes as 0.1 ounce. And I will put on the screen at what 1 and 2 grams are specifically. And this can make a pretty big difference in the outcome of your color, especially when you're working with additives. Now let's talk our dye to developer ratios. Now, different brands and different types of hair dye will have different ratios. So you always need to check what you're using before mixing your color. Even if it's the same brand, but a demi versus a permanent color may have a different ratio. Now, this color that I'm holding right here is a demi, and it is mixed 1 to 1.5. But that doesn't mean that all demis are mixed 1 to 1.5. Always check the box, and every type of hair color will say on the box, as you can see right here. This one's 1 to 2. Each different box will tell you how to mix the color, and you should always follow what the manufacturer recommends. Now, most brands recommend using their own developer with their dye, and there is some legitimacy to that, where they've formulated it specifically for their color, maybe with additives or specific pH. But in all honesty, generic developer works just fine in most cases, and in fact, a lot of salons use nothing but generic developer because they may be working with multiple color lines, and it's easier just to purchase one developer across the board. So it's not going to be the end of the world if you use a different brand or a generic developer. Now, when it comes to how much dye to mix up, this really comes down to what technique you're doing as well as how much hair you have. I've put on the screen some of the most common coloring techniques as well as the average amounts. If you have a lot of hair, you may want to add an extra 10 grams. If you have really thin hair, you may want to take away 10 grams. But it's always best to start small, and then you can always mix up an extra 10 or 20 grams if you need to. Now, when it comes to bleach,
I only mix up 20 grams per bowl, and then each time I mix up a new bowl, I bump the developer up. And this is so the highlights or the bleach, the blonde, processes at the same speed so that the first highlight you put in is equal and done at the same time as the last one. Okay, now let's put everything together and mix up our hair colors. So I am just toning down my money piece here. So I am using a demi-permanent and I do not need very much. And I'm gonna use my trusty color key here. And this allows me to get every last drop out of the tube so I'm not wasting. And it's also very precise. I highly recommend purchasing one of these. They're like $2. So since I'm doing such a small section of hair, I am only mixing up 10 grams, and even this is a little much, but I will show you it in grams and ounces. So we've got 10 grams, and then in ounces, it comes to about 0.4 ounces. Now for step 3, we're going to mix in the developer. Now this color that I'm using, it's a demi-permanent. It is mixed 1 to 1.5. So we're going to mix up 15 grams of the developer, or if you don't tear it in between, you would just add the number to the 10. So I don't tear it, I kind of just do the math. So this would mean 10 grams of color plus 15 grams of developer, which is 25 grams total. Now, if you accidentally mix up too much developer, then you would want to kind of calculate and add more dye, because if you do have the wrong ratio of developer to dye, your color likely won't come out right. So don't use the color unless it's just like a few grams off. If you added like way too much developer, then definitely just add some more dye to counteract that. Now, one last tip that I want to mention that was kind of in my teaser in the beginning of the video is that you should never use a metal whisk or a metal bowl when mixing your hair color. And this is because metal triggers the oxidation process. So the color will start oxidizing and it'll oxidize unevenly if it is in a metal bowl or mixed with a metal whisk. So always use like a plastic or silicone bowl with a typical regular color brush, nothing that has metal on it. Aluminum foils are different. Aluminum is a little bit different than like stainless steel, but just make sure that you're not using anything metal with your hair color mixing.
All right, that is gonna be it for this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions on how to mix your hair dye. And make sure you subscribe if you wanna make every day a good hair day.